Let's talk about why you're here. Let's talk about some kokanee fishing. A little bit about me. I started guiding full-time legally when I was 18, and that ages me. So let's go back to 1993. How about that? So I started guiding full-time in 1993. We're fully licensed in California, Oregon, Washington, possibly Idaho coming up, and also Alaska. So we get around, yeah. You know, with the salmon closures of the king salmon, you know, after a while, we had to move around a little bit. But anyway, so we fish year-round. That's what we do. But this seminar is going to be about catching some bigger kokanee. We can talk about stripers, we can talk about salmon at my booth, all kinds of things, but that's what this one's going to be about. This is what we fish for. Now you've seen some of our tackle out. You've seen it at Old Farts Fishing. You've seen a lot of our videos there. You've seen it at Fish Kevin Brock. We've got an online store. You now see it at Catch America. You see it probably anywhere between, we're probably in 40 to 80 stores, you know, across the nation, all over, from Alaska all the way down. But again, let's talk about something like those right there, the bigger kokanee. Years ago, I was like, dude, I'm not going to kokanee fish. They're like little, right? I mean, I don't want to catch no little fish. Over time, I was wrong. There's not only little fish, but there's bigger fish, and they're big kokanee. And how many people love eating kokanee? Yeah, I do too. I'm like double-handed on that one. We'll smoke them, we'll bake them, we'll barbecue them, and they're good. They fight good and they taste good. So everything about kokanee is great, and there's lots of them, right? Where to fish? I'm going to sit back here on this chair, and I'm going to kind of relax, because that's what I do, because I'm getting older, and I've been here for, I don't know, we were on the radio this morning on SEPs. We were up at 4 o'clock this morning at our booth over here in 3800. We're selling these rods and some other tackle. We got some stuff over at Catch America. We got all the Old Farts Fishing stuff down there, right? But we have been talking and shaking hands and doing radio, TV, broadcasts, podcasts, everything else. I'm tired. I was like, give me an early seminar so I can watch the Niner game. Go Niners again. We need all the luck we can get. So everybody like, you know, we really need a lot of luck. So I hope we make it. Where to fish? We're going to talk about Shasta and Whiskeytown. Let's talk about Whiskeytown first. All right. Cool little lake above Redding, California. How many people know where that's at? Whiskeytown. All right. Lots of people here know where that's at. Super, super cool. There's 2 boat ramps. Doesn't matter which one you go to. It's a small lake. So where do we go? Where do you take off to? You got to start somewhere, right? There's a green bridge. Everybody know where the green bridge is? Go to the green bridge. That's where you're going to start. Start in the morning there. Drop your gear down to 55 feet. Not 65, not 75, not 45. You're going to drop it down to 55 feet. That's where you're going to start. No matter what you see on the graph or anything, that's where you're going to start. And start from the green bridge and head out. Head out to there's the next little island out above there. Just go straight. Watch your graph. Check that out. So that's where that'll give you a starting place. And during the spring, you'll see my boat out there too. How to fish. How many people have downriggers on their boats if you're kokanee fishing? You bet. How many people have kayaks here? Okay, a couple kayakers. Right on, you guys. I see kayakers out there fishing, catching a ton of them too. You may not have downriggers on there, but you do got downriggers. I like that. Kayakers are catching all kinds of fish out there. It's a super great lake. And what I love about Whiskeytown is you're getting fish into the teen range in the inches. 16, 17, 18, yes, 19 inches. We got 19, well, 2025, so last year, we got 19 inchers, some almost 20, out of Whiskeytown. They were like that thick. They were like 3-pound fish, kokanee. It was awesome, awesome fishing. They've got campgrounds there. They've got places to stay. They've got super nice boat ramps. They're safe. Your stuff doesn't get broke into. It's a super cool little lake. And you can go out on little islands. You can pull up to the islands when it gets hot. If you got kids and stuff, they can go out swimming. It's one of my favorite little lakes to go to. I'm hanging out there on Father's Day, so our family goes out there. We put a little barbecue, I guide for the day, and then I go out and spend the rest of the day with them. So if you haven't been to Whiskey Town, check that out. Check that Whiskey Town out. There's the next one right there. But when? When is your best time? Obviously right now might be a little tough when it's cold, when the water's murky, but you can't catch them now there. But when the spring happens, springtime comes up, all right, and you've got the trees are blooming, you're getting that feeling, you know, you're getting what they call spring fever. There's a reason why you get spring fever, right? Because you want to go fishing. Let's go fishing. So head up there. You can head to Whiskey Town, Shasta, wherever. But springtime start. It goes into the fall, all the way to the fall, all the way down into, through summer, all the way down to the fall. September, you will get some big fish there still. So you can get kokanee all the way through, which is awesome, because again, we all love kokanee. Let's get to the cool part of this whole thing. We all know where to go. We all have boats. We all got downriggers. Let's get to the fun part. This is the part I like the best. Over the years, we've used a lot of different rods. All kokanee rods are good. All kokanee rods will catch fish. No problem. You're on a downrigger, right? I developed one a few years ago that I wanted to try out so it could be like a good all-around kokanee rod. One that'll take a 6-inch flasher, one that'll take a 4-inch flasher, one that you could go to the lake and use a rotator on, one that you could catch salmon or bigger trout in the lakes on. Yet, when you go to Bullards and you're catching smaller kokanee, or maybe you catch a smaller kokanee that day, the end of the rod still felt like you had a good fish on there. So I'm like, okay. I used all the different rods out there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make my own. And so that's what we did. We got with a rod manufacturing company. I started making my own blanks. This rod right here was the biggest nemesis of any rod building rod I've ever done. I made it 8'2", too long, wasn't right. I made it 7'9", wasn't right. Made it 7'6". I made it all different ways, all different actions. Finally, I got the right one. I know we're talking about kokanee, but there's a couple cool things here. I need a volunteer. Who's a volunteer? All right, right in the middle of volunteer. This is what happens when you volunteer. Although he already has a hat on, you get another hat.
Switch it out.
And next time, everyone's going, I need a volunteer. Everyone's hands will go off. See, there you go. Okay, you hang on to the rod.
I've known you forever.
We have known it. How long have we known each other?
Since late 90s.
Late 90s. That's pretty cool. I love those kind of relationships. It's very, very cool. Hang on to that rod. Okay, you're going to drop kind of cool handle on there too. I designed the handle on that also. We're not going to talk a lot about my stuff, but I'm going to promote it as we're here. So I'm going to be the downrigger. You're going to be the downrigger. And I'm going to just put it down in the clip. We're going to load it up. Okay, you can see where it loads up here all the way down in here. They all do it. Load it up a little bit more. There we go. So now you're here. Pop, pop. With these, with the backbone, on the way these are set, they pop off your clip better. Pops off, right? So you don't have to reel down and crank on it. But if you need to, or if you're using a heavy clip, it has enough backbone to pop it off, right? So when you're fighting smaller fish, I got fiberglass in the tip. So it's like you still got a big one on there when he's pulling on it. But put your thumb on the spool for me. Don't let any line out. Now load it up. Load it up. Lift up even more. Lift up even. Check that out. So now you go trout fishing or salmon fishing on the lake and you want one 4 or 5 pounds. Look at that. You get a 3-pound kokanee. Look at that rod buckled over in the picture there. Now you got enough to lift him up and get him to the boat. Whether you're releasing the fish right away, okay, or you're keeping them, you got a little more mustard. It's the best of both worlds. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for your help. So I made this for myself because I wanted the perfect rod. I started fishing it. All my clients are like, dude, I got to get that rod. I'm like, no, I only made like 8 of them. You know, that's what they're like, I need that rod. I need that rod. So everyone kept asking me the last couple of years, we can now get this rod. I think we've got a few left. This show, you guys have been crazy. These rods are around 200, 250 bucks. Okay, retail. It's just what they are. They're lifetime guarantee. So there's a lot to them. At the show, show only, the retailer, we were giving them to everybody for $100. So we expected to sell some, right? At the booth, and I don't know what's happening over there now. We've sold over 400 rods. 400 in a couple days at that. So the word is out and people are grabbing them. So I don't even know if we'll have any left, but if we do, you guys run over there and grab a couple of these if you like them. Let's talk about the rod mono versus braid. Okay, monofilament or braided line. Okay, it's a toss-up. I use mono. Couple reasons why. It's more forgiving. I don't tip wrap as much, okay, with braid. Although, on these rods, I put a smaller tip on them now. So when you're dropping it down on the downrigger, you don't tip wrap it as much. So it works better. So I put that a help on there just because of getting tip wrapped all the time. So, guys who use braid, make sure you run at least like 20 foot of mono on there, okay, for your setback. So if you know what I'm talking about, so run 20 to 30 pound test braid, and then run a 12 pound mono for your setback. Okay, so you don't want to go straight braid through your clip to your flasher. Make sure you got a little bit of mono on there. Why? Kokanee kind of have a softer mouth when they grab and they can tear it up. If it's just direct braid on the bite to your clip for your downrigger, you're going to pull off more fish. And what do I mean by pull off more fish? You're going to lose more. You're going to hook some, boom, and then they're going to pop off, okay? So I like that little bit of stretch, that little bit of shocker to help when they get hooked so they don't pull off. So that helps. I run 12 pound mainline mono, okay? And then whatever the leaders are that you can get, they make them 10, 12, 14, it doesn't matter. This came out of my boat, flashers that caught fish on Whiskey Town, lures that caught fish on Whiskey Town. This is the whole thing. So I'll hand this one around for you to check out. The flashers that I use over there on Whiskey Town are the bigger 6-inch flashers. I am manufacturing things now, and you can get these at the booth for $5 a piece, by the way, when this is over. I paint these myself, and then I put a UV coating on them. They all work, okay? All the flashers work, they're good, but these are the ones I use. I spray a little UV on there, and I think that, yeah, it does help. It does help. You're gonna look up here, and you're gonna see this little bead on the end of the flasher, okay? It's a soft bead, it's a little rubberized bead. You're gonna be like, why do you have that there? It does not catch any more fish. It doesn't attract any more fish. But what it does is it saves your rod tips from when you reel up that flasher and you're excited and you're lifting up that rod. You got someone maybe in your boat that hasn't fished before, maybe some kids that are excited just like I get, and I'm reeling it up. What happens? That swivel, a grown kid, we all do it, that swivel gets wedged in the rod tip, right? Fish is shaking his head around. I don't care what kind of rod tip you have. Now you crack the ceramic or you break it. It's just a little rubber bead. Check it out when I hand this thing around. It's super cool. It'll save all your rod tips. I use this for striper fishing, salmon fishing, kokanee fishing, all the fishing that I do, I use that little rubber bead on my rods. Who went fishing last week? Oh, no. Okay, what'd you catch? Okay, you caught a trout. See how that works? Who went fishing last week? Oh, yeah, everybody's hands went up. How about that? Okay, tell me a size of fish in the back with a brown hat that you caught in the last month, which has been the last 2 weeks. What was the size of it? 24-inch rainbow. Where'd you get it at? Nice fish. Berryessa. Berryessa is a great place. Throw that guy a hat. We work it all the way on back. We'll hand that one up. We'll just kind of pass it back to. I don't have my volunteer here with me. Oh, good toss. Good toss. Coco spins. What in the world is a coco spin? Okay, so I'm old school from steelhead fishing all the time. Okay, hanging out with Buzz, Ramsey, and all those guys from years ago, and Gary Loomis and everything. We used to use spinning glows a lot. There was this guy, old timer at Whiskey Town, and he was using this little pink spinning glow, and he was roping them. He was catching some big fish. I'm like, what's up with that? So I tried it a little bit, and then I'm like, I'm gonna take a little cheater, a little float, paint it the color that I want, and I'm gonna put this silver blade on it. Now the silver blade isn't metal, it's mylar. So no matter how fast you're going, that little baby is spinning and it's flashing. The Coco Spin, it's my patent. I used it. I didn't give it to anybody. I used it for a year out there until I had so many people asking me for it. We put it out online. So the Coco Spin, check that out. And I got a few of those to hand out. You Kokanee fish? You get that one right there. I like Nevada too. It's a cool place to be. It's always good to be up in the front. Anyway, what colors? What colors? What colors? That's always the question. I'll make it easy for you. You got one with some pink on it? Try it. Pink is good. Pink is really good for Whiskey Town. The other one I really like is the pink and chartreuse combo. And I make that, I don't know in other lakes if it works good, but I know in Whiskey Town, that one is almost my number one. A little chartreuse and a little pink. Now, before the sun gets up, here's a little trick, to add to it. Before the sun gets up, use really bright colors. Bright pink, bright orange, bright chartreuse. Use something that pops a little bit. As that sun gets up over that hill, why, where? The bridge, right? By the bridge, you're working your way out in there. When that sun gets up over that hill, all of a sudden drop down to like light pink, white and pink, really light orange colors. So as the sun gets up, the brighter it gets. Remember, bright equals light. So when it's bright, fish light colors. When it's dark, fish dark colors. So just kind of, that's a little trick right there, and you'll catch way more early in the morning, especially on that chartreuse one. What scent? So if you go Sportsman's Warehouse, Fisherman's Warehouse, you go to the tackle stores, you go online, wherever, there are 45 colors, maybe 50 colors of different things to use, right? How would you know which ones? So I'm just giving you a little, make sure you got some with pink, make sure you got some with orange, lights or darks, a little bit of both, and then try to find something with a little chartreuse on it. And you're good. You don't need to buy 45 colors. I know the tackle stores want me to tell you that. I manufacture tackle too. So I'd be like, oh yeah, you gotta have all 45 colors. I'm sorry, you don't. You don't need that many. You don't need that many. The one that you're gonna catch the most fish on is the one that you use the most. So remember that too. If you got confidence in a pink one and you're running that pink one all day, you're gonna catch the most fish on that pink one. I promise you. That's how it works. Yeah, it works out good that way. It's really good. Yeah, she's bumping them. See, I told you. You don't need all the colors. What scent should we use? There's tuna, there's garlic, okay, and there's krill. And there's those three in combination or different times is what you need to have with you. How many people have watched the YouTube channel or subscribed to this guy named Warren Fredrickson? That's right, a bunch of hands are going up. Check him out, Warren Fredrickson's Outdoor channel. Okay, he's no joke. He's the real deal. Okay, he tells it as it is. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He's not trying to be a used car salesman or something. He tells you this is how it's going to be. This is what we caught. This is what we caught it on. For years, since the 90s, he's a friend of mine, by the way. Since the 90s, he's been curing his own corn. He's like this chemist, super smart guy that we all wanted to be like, when we were in chemistry class. But I was the guy that was always spilling everything, and he was the guy that was always figuring it out. So he puts all these different things in here. He makes this, he boils it, him and his wife. For the first time ever at my booth, 3800, you can get this corn. He makes it. It's a real deal. It's the stuff we use. Take this corn and fish it straight out. It's already got scent in it. The tops are sealed. It'll last a couple years in the refrigerator. Whenever you go fishing, grab it, take it out, and go. Hook it on. We got orange and we got pink. Oh, imagine that, huh? How about those two colors? Orange and pink corn. It's soft, yet it hangs on. Whatever stuff, whatever cure he put into it, however it goes. Anyway, check this out. So he'd been giving me corn. When I started kokanee guiding, he's like, Kevin, you got to take this corn. I'm like, no, I got it covered, right? I got my own concoction and whatever. He's like, no, Kevin, take this. In a half hour, I'm using this, and my corn was inside because they were just gulping it down. Every fish that was biting was cooking it. So we got this. Use corn. Use corn. It's awesome. If you want to, open up a can of tuna in oil. Can be anyone, Star-Kissed, whatever you can find wherever you're at. The night before, okay? Open it up. Do it outside so you don't spill it in the house and get in trouble. Go outside. Just squeeze the lid down and just dump the oil into the jar. Put the lid back on and go fishing tomorrow. That'll help too. That'll give you a little bit more. Or fish it just the way it is. But if you want to feel like you got to add something to it, add that. Now, let's talk about scents. There's so many, I almost fell down on that chair. There's so many scents out there, and they all work. But scents, like anything, are real bait. They squish, the shrimp together, the krill, the sardines. So be careful with it because it can go rancid. Here's a little tip. After you use your scent, put it back in your ice chest. Keep it in your refrigerator. I don't care what scent it is. If it has actual bait in it, real bait, if it gets over 80, 90 degrees, what happens? It's going to go bad. Then when you put it on, it kind of smells bad, but you're like, oh no, this is what they said to use, and it smells bad, those fish will not eat it. Put yourself like this. You're going out to dinner. You're going out to a nice dinner. You order a steak, and I'm going to say a steak because I like steaks, right? So you order this big steak. Everything looks great. You go to cut it open, and you're like, oh, and you got this off odor to it, right? What are you going to do? You're not going to eat it. You're going to send it back. A fish comes up to your gear. It looks great. You got the pink on. You got the right flasher on. You got everything on. It goes to bite it. It's like, oh, I don't think so. I don't like it. So with that tip, make sure when you buy scents, no matter which one they are, because everyone has their favorite, krill, remember tuna, or garlic. Those three are pretty good for kokanee. That's kind of what you want to have. Make sure you keep it in the refrigerator. Keep it cold. Keep it in your ice chest. All right? So that's, remember that little tip on that one. The ultimate question, how fast do I go? This guy says 1.2. This guy says 2.2. This guy says 1.4. What's 1.4? Who's GPS? What's running this? What's going that? The wind's blowing. It's pushing me sideways. I can't slow down. Try to get between 1.3 and 1.6. Try to get in between there. If your gear is right, and you got the right corn on there, the right color, 1.3 is good, 1.6 is good, 1.4 and a half is fine. So don't get hung up in that too much. They will chase it down and they will eat it. And sometimes you'll be going through a spot, right? And you're seeing them on the graph, and they're not biting, and you make a turn. How many fish do we catch on the turn? We love the turn. Why? This one stalls out, this one goes faster, it triggers something in the fish, and boom, they bite. The turn is awesome. We catch lots of fish on the turn. So if you're going straight, don't be afraid to make a turn on some fish you see. Do a couple figure eights. Keep that thing moving around. When you turn, it'll go different speeds. So the inside rod will go 1.2, the outside rod will be 1.6 on your turn. You're golden. You got it covered. You'll get some fish that way. Keep at it. Keep at it. What else we got? How far do we set them back? Okay, I like to run a lot of rods, 4 or 6 rods. How far do I set them back? About that far. You're like, what? Okay, at 45, 55, 65 feet, kokanee are not boat shy, okay? And they're curious little critters, tasty too, but they're curious little guys. And so when you got your downrigger ball, and then you've got your flasher 6 to 8, 10 feet behind it, and then your bait here, and it's all there, they'll come up to it. The electronics we have now, it's kind of crazy from when I first started, but you can see the fish come up to your downrigger ball, and they're hanging all around your downrigger ball, and if you're 60 feet back, you're missing the group of fish. So I've used the shark downrigger balls, you know, the ones that are chrome. I put strings behind them of flashers. The more flash you have, the more fish you'll attract. Run it back no further than from here to the speaker. Pull a couple out, drop it in the rod holder, drop it down. You know exactly how deep you are. It doesn't tangle up your lines, and you'll catch more fish. 3 things, all better, all the way around. You don't need to go 40 or 60 or 80 feet back. And remember when I talked about doing those circles? Now when you make those tight turns and you catch a fish on a circle, your lines don't get tangled. So that'll totally help you out. Yeah, it's just those little things, when you get out there and fish, it just takes away from your fishing time. Let's talk about this a little bit, and then we're going to go to questions and answers. Cooking your kokanee. That is exactly right. Barbecuing them is my favorite. I cut off their head, I slit up their belly, I rip the guts open, I lay them on the barbecue. If you want to fillet them, you can. That's cool to do too. The second thing I like to do, I like to smoke them. If you like smoked kokanee, it is a delicacy, and every neighbor will love you. Your family will love you, and you'll have more friends than you ever knew that you had before. Because you smoke a bunch of kokanee, and they smell that, they're coming over. It's awesome. I've got a smoked salmon rice recipe that I use. Right there, the kind of the smoke your own. All right? Follow the instructions. Super, super simple, and it'll turn out great every time. Okay, that's what we've been doing and using for years. Check it out, try it out. Oh, awesome question on Shasta. We got the question, where do you fish for them? You know, in the water. No, I'm just kidding. I head over to the dam. I jump over the dam, and depending on who I'm talking to, I'm in contact a lot with Jeff Brady over there, Jeff Goodwin, Goodwin's Guide Service, great guy. And he'll be like, no, they're up the pit arm or they're over here. But I'll start at the dam, and I'll start cruising through the dam area, and I just watch my graph. Okay, and when I start seeing them, then I drop down on them. But I'll start right off the boat ramp, right out of the dam. Yep, get out there, get out about 150 foot of water, and then just start watching your graph and go on Shasta. Early on, it's 35 to 55. Keep that 35 to 55 mark. Keep your eye on that. Just start right at the front. They'll find you. You'll just keep going, and all of a sudden, boom, you'll find some fish. Yeah, anise, the licorice, black licorice. I don't like it. I don't like black licorice. I like red licorice. I'm a 49er fan, not a Raider fan. Yeah, I mean, that's where I grew up. Some people absolutely love it. Love the anise. And you can spray it in there, drop it in your corn. Get the corn, drop some in there, whatever you like. On Whiskey Town, garlic, tuna, and krill. On those three, on Shasta stuff. I'm not saying you can't catch a ton on that other set. If you like it, again, if you like it and you have confidence in it, the question is in Bullard's Bar, okay, there seems to be a lot of fish, but they seem to be on the smaller side compared to what we were talking about. The limit's 10, so that's kind of cool too. No, the question is, are there bigger ones in there? Yeah, but there's not a lot. The small, they stay in school and stay in that size. You'll get 12, 13 inchers, sure. Are you going to get 20, 22 inchers? Probably not. Probably not out of Bullards. But yeah, there's a lot of them in Bullards. And when we did a video with Warren and Stoney, well, with Warren over there too one time, and we found them over there. Where did we find them at, Warren? That was Frenchie's. Over there by Frenchie's over there. When we had to drop down, we found them over there and found a ton of them on Bullards. Yeah, so cool place. Oh, good question. What's my favorite release? Yeah, yeah. The ones that are on my downrigger ball, how's that answered? Not very good. I got so many different ones that I've used. Just whatever one is comfortable for you dropping down that pops off easy. That doesn't knock it off. They've got different settings on different ones. They've got a few, actually Sep makes a really good one that I've used on his, and then Vance has one that I've used, and then they've got one, Chamberlain. Chamberlain's a really good one, especially if you use braid. Chamberlains are awesome. I was looking for that word there, and I finally got it. I do guide you guys, so if you want to book a trip, we take care of everybody. We're family friendly, Coast Guard license, all that kind of great stuff. And so we do fish right around. Here's the technical part, where you see us with everything. Please like and follow, watch what we do. Fishing with Stony Stone. He's an awesome guy. He's actually in the back there with Old Farts Fishing. Okay, he does a lot of our videos. He puts a lot of time into it to give out information. Warren Fredrickson's Outdoors. He puts a ton of time on it, and he's honest. These guys aren't trying to make a buck off of you. They're wanting to give you information. Why? Because they love the industry, they love fishing, and they care about people. That's it. Warren, put your hand up right there. All right, there's Warren. He does awesome stuff, lots of followers. Thank you, Warren, for that. And he's the one that's doing the cord. He's making it all. I'm not doing it. He gives it to me, and I fish it. So Warren's on that one. Now, if any of you have followed along with me a little bit, again, over 30 years I've been a full-time guide. I was riding high there for a while, and then we had some health issues, and I crashed. It happens in life. I wasn't supposed to be here anymore. Spent some time in the hospital, a lot of time in the hospital, a lot of time recovering. I have a port right over my left shoulder right here. It goes out of my heart because I get chemo every month. I get 28 infusions a year. And if any of you have gone through that, you know that this year I'm probably the strongest I've been in like 8 years. So I was going over a few things the other night, and I'm no preacher man at all. But I do believe in God, and God helped me get through. And I got to this verse right here, and it was Psalms 34:18. And it said, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. So if you're going through something, I thought my career was over. I didn't even think I was going to get fish anymore. I guess what that verse means to me and what it meant to me is no matter what you go through, and everybody's got a story, don't give up, man. Keep getting up. Keep trying. No matter what, keep giving back to people. And you know what? God will bless you. Anyway, I want to say that. I also want to say, go Niners, huh? Go Niners. Record. I got a quick story because I only got a couple minutes. 1997. We have the 97 flood, right? It's January. The Pineapple Express comes through. There's all kinds of water up the river. We're all flooded, right? The dam's going to break. It's all an issue, everything else, blah, blah, blah. Young lady, great job on that rod. So back to the story. Back to the story. The water is coming down, right? Advanced 3 years. 2002, I'm fishing the Feather River for king salmon. We need one more fish to limit out. We got 5 guys there, so I got one more fish to limit out. Boom. Got a tug on the rod and lift back. But cool, got a fish. I hand it to the guy in my boat. We're all fishing. Reels in this fish. It comes up on the side of the boat. I look at it. It's got a green head and a red body, and it's a salmon. I'm like, oh my goodness. Take it easy, take it easy. And the guy's like, why? It's only like a 10-pounder, right? I'm like, that's a sockeye. I've never seen a sockeye on the Feather River in my life. And I've lived here. I fish it, make my living on this river. We net it up. I call Fish and Game. Back then it was Fish and Game, right? So I call Fish and Game. I'm like, dude, I got a sockeye, I got a sockeye. They meet us at the boat ramp. They do the scale samples. They do everything. So back in 97, when the flood came, Bucks Lake, Highway 70, the Feather River, it has kokanee in it. It washed those fish. They went all the way to the ocean. 3 years later, 2002, on my boat, I catch a what? 10-pound, 7-ounce kokanee. I thought, right? I got no record. They gave me no record because why? They said there was no kokanee on the Feather River. I said, okay, well, I want the sockeye record then because it went to the ocean, so now it's a sockeye. Same fish, right? Goes to the ocean. They said, There's no sockeye species in the Feather River. I got no record. I got no nothing. I'm the only one that I've ever known that got a sockeye salmon on the Feather River. But I talked to a guy a couple years ago. That same year, he caught one too. So we dove 2 sockeye salmon. Everybody, thanks for coming to the show. We appreciate you very much. Come and see us. We love you all, and thank you for letting us do what we do.